Did you know there's a place in the land of Israel where you can go and find original remnants from the original tabernacle that stood there for hundreds of years? Shalom, friends. This is Akiva with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. Shilo. It's a name that brings up so much history and so much religious and spiritual significance for the Jewish nation here in the land of Israel. When we look at the Holy Bible, we read many passages, many pages that talk about the tabernacle, right? This traveling sanctuary that the children of Israel were commanded to create, to build while they were wandering around the desert. And they did so, and they brought this with them in all their different travels throughout the 40 years of the desert. And when they got to the land of Israel, they brought it with them, and they planted it in one place. In many places over many years, but in Shilo, it stood there for 369 years. In Shilo, that's where it was the most amount of time until eventually the temple got built by King Solomon in Jerusalem. Now, the tabernacle was the main sanctuary. It was the main worship place. It was a main site of religious experience and ritual for the Jewish people. Unlike today, where there are synagogues, in every Jewish town and many synagogues in different Jewish towns. Back in the day, there was only one central place of worship. Again, the tabernacle at first for hundreds and hundreds of years, and then later replaced by the temple in Jerusalem. Now you can go to Shilo today. It's a beautiful area. It's an area called Binyamin. It's about 45 minutes north, of Jerusalem, right? In the area called Binyamin, just north of that is the area called Samaria. Beautiful rolling hills. It's the biblical, the Bible Belt, so to speak, of the land of Israel. Although on some level, all of the land of Israel is known as the Bible Belt. But specifically, there's so much history took place, so much biblical history took place in this area that Shilo is located. And you go and you visit, and there's a beautiful community living there today for many decades. And you can go to a certain site that is the archaeological excavation site of the original Shilo, of the original place where the tabernacle stood. And they have found all kinds of archaeological evidence, artifacts, remnants that date all the way back to that time. And I think of all the things that have been found, the most amazing thing is this. When the tabernacle stood and it was in use, there were different sacrifices that were brought, and they were brought them in different kind of bowls. And the sacrifices that were eaten by the one who brought it, right? That didn't always happen. Sometimes it got burnt all on the altar. Sometimes it was eaten only by the priests who brought it. But those that were also eaten by the people who brought it, they had to eat it in these kind of bowls, these sanctified bowls, and they had to eat it in a place where they can still see the tabernacle. And there is a place not far from the tabernacle, which is kind of like in that direction, the last place you can see the tabernacle. And they found tons and tons of pieces of shattered clay bowls and vessels that date back to that time. It's an unbelievable thing, right? To go to a site where thousands of years ago, the children of Israel were worshiping God, right, as the first monotheistic faith in this world. And then right next door, standing in that same place, you can see the modern day community of Shilo. People, who have rebuilt what once was in that area. Jews who have come back to the land and rebuilt and reestablished and reaffirmed their presence in this land and their love for this land. So this is Shilo, an incredible place of history and religion and spirituality, the home of the tabernacle for 369 years, and today a home of a beautiful and thriving Jewish community in the Jewish Holy Land.